Welcome to From Mundane to Extraordinary. Uh, Let me see. We have a couple of new players and a bunch of changes. Um, so if you haven't watched the stream before, this is a wonderful place to jump in because we'll be probably reintroducing some of the concepts of how the system we're using, Fate, works, and probably like rebooting storylines. And anyway, uh, let me see. I'm Brad. I'm not going to do the usual plugging thing because I don't know. I'm just not feeling it.
That's fair.
So if everyone would like to, I probably should say that I'm playing Malviren, the Lich, who's trying to change her evil ways, but isn't so great at it.
Really?
And if everybody else would like to introduce themselves, that would be awesome. Let me see.
Yeah, and also introduce yourself as a person, right? Because
yes,
not all the new players know you as well as we do.
Okay. Sure. So I
had questions.
yes, it's too early for this. So the channel we're broadcasting on is one I started, RP Glory. I also do a stream on Fridays. It's D&D, and hopefully coming up soon there'll be some games with authors. But again, I wasn't going to do the plug thing, so I'm not. So, Hasayono, why don't you introduce yourself and we'll take it away from there.
Deflection. Perfect. Yeah, so I'm Hasa Iona. Usually called Hasa or Iona. Or Evil GM or whatever.
Mostly.
I'm pretty new to role-playing games. But, trying my best to pick up as much information and learning things as I possibly can. And apart from this game that I run, I play on Mondays in a game that me runs. It's not getting streamed. And yeah, I basically play everybody that's going to make your life miserable. Dimi.
Yeah, I'm Dimi, or my full name is Dimitar, but that's not too easy to pronounce for most people. I started playing RPG, well, this kind of RPGs, roughly around the time when Hasid did, so almost a year ago. I actually started my first campaign with. She was already in that campaign, and that's where I know her from.
User in your channel timed out.
The
User entered your
mentioned
channel.
campaign I run was actually hers as well, but she didn't feel like running it anymore, so I took over. And she became a player. And yeah, I'm trying to improve as well. I'm not putting so much effort as she does, but well, I think I'm making a different kind of progress, I guess.
You're definitely making progress.
And yeah, I'm having much fun playing here. I've been between characters the last few sessions because reasons. But now I'll be starting with a new one this session, and I really feel optimistic about her. And we're having
problems with somebody disconnecting? Thunder
Yeah,
specifically?
I had a refresh. My internet just popped out for a second. I'm sorry.
Okay.
These things happen.
So why don't you introduce yourself, Xander?
Sure, no problem. My name is Xander. I'm 19. I am fairly new to the whole RPG aspect, but I'm a long-term actor. I went to high school for acting 5 years. I can do some voice acting, but I just love the whole part of it of D&D, and I'm completely new to Fate, and these lovely folks hopefully will go easy on me. But I don't know. I remember I played maybe a single game of D&D with some friends when I was in high school, and I just kind of remembered it about a month or 2 ago, and I was like, this would be perfect for me. I love this kind of stuff, so I got into it. As for my character, his name is Otis. I'm basically
I don't know why, but I hear you. Can I just? I hear you on the double.
Mouse over his camera and draw 20 and
Just 10 seconds or something.
Yeah,
Or
just mouse
close
over
the
his
stream.
camera. It was when he refreshed. Mouse over his camera and mute his voice again.
Okay.
Then you can mute yours as well, so the others don't hear you.
Yeah,
Mouse
you
over
can
your
mute
own
yourself
cam.
and you can mute the others, so I just always mute myself and everybody, and then there's no problem.
Yep.
So go ahead, Xander.
As for my character,
And that's Brad's phone.
Oh, it's not.
Wait.
Oh, it's not my phone.
Right.
Ja.
I thought I recognized.
Was? Ich habe jetzt keine. Hallo? Maybe I
You
should.
should mute yourself when you're on the phone. Else we can
Oh,
follow
yeah,
the whole
that's-
conversation.
Yeah, I think that's a good idea. Okay, yeah. I will.
Next time it happens, I'll just throw you into another channel and just remember to join the channel again.
Yeah, okay. Or maybe I cancel my telephone. I don't know. I'm sorry.
Yeah, sorry. So Xander, go ahead.
okay.
Third time's a charm.
Yes. My character, his name is Otis, and he's basically a little crazy gnome. He's always trying to create structure in what seems to be this like never-ending chaos for him. He's pretty scrawny. He has lightish brown hair, bright green eyes. He's around 3 feet tall, being a gnome. He is constantly trying to give his own what he personally thinks is logical opinion. Especially where it doesn't belong. And most people have always thought of him as the crazy, where he mostly tried to stick to his own studies. He was kind of not very social before he got moved to this world. He got banished for destroying most of the town that he got moved to in this world for his not so intelligent magical practices. As for the type of magic, he is proficient in the art of time manipulation, learned from the School of Time.
That couldn't possibly cause any problems.
No, definitely not. Okay, Flo, go ahead.
Yeah, okay.
Oh, we are getting a echo. For you.
That is probably because you didn't mute Xander when he reconnected.
Oh, yeah, I did. So, okay, let's do this.
Just mouse over everyone in the road on the road 20 side and mute them, and mute yourself as well, and you won't have any trouble.
Okay, then I do it to everyone.
For yourself
And that's something
Yeah.
you can do as well, Xander. You can mouse over your own picture and then mute yourself.
Already done it.
Okay, cool.
Mouse over my picture?
Yeah, your webcam.
Ah, okay. Also, you mean muting here?
In Roll20.
Oh, okay. I thought you mean in the channel.
No, because then you wouldn't be able to hear
So,
most of the people.
do I still have echo?
I don't hear you.
Seems fine.
I don't hear an
Fine
echo.
now? Okay.
But
So-
I have you turned off, so.
Yeah. I'm Florian. You can call me Flo, and I'm also a new face in this group, in this crew. I'm 31 years old, and I've been playing role-playing games all my life, but mostly mainly on a computer. I have a bit of pen and paper experience, but not a lot. And, well, yeah. So now let's come to my character. Toral is a tribesman. The bad thing about it is that his whole tribe got wiped out because of some greedy humans who wanted to get some resources. And well, now he's struggling in this new world. He somewhere got here, and he has to live a completely new life then, and everything changed for him in the recent past. Some resources, and that's it. I'm done. Well, now he's any questions? I don't know.
Why is your beard so fabulous?
I don't know, because I'm fabulous, maybe.
Um,
But the beard is pretty it's pretty short for my taste. I just shaved him 1.5 months ago or so. It was for job reasons, one can tell. One could say. But yeah, it will grow much longer in the future.
We look forward.
yeah, and
We'll be
you guys
monitoring
can't
your
see.
beard length.
Yeah, okay, you can, sure.
You guys can't see Brad right now on Roll20, but that's because basically the stream like steals his webcam, so he can't use it on Roll20. It's being used for the stream.
Yeah, if you want to see me,
So that's why he's
if you want to see me like 5 seconds ago, you can turn into Twitch, and you'll see all of us broadcasting. It'll be beautiful.
Another thing I want to mention is, in case you wonder about the sunglasses, I started to wear them several months ago, and I always wear sunglasses now, every time. Main reason is because I don't want I don't want to let other people see my eyes. Yeah, it's true. Might sound strange, but I don't want it. But you can see if you want. Ta-da!
They're there.
historic moment into the newspapers.
Yeah.
Did you people in chat get your screenshots?
I showed them only once and then never again.
Yeah. You guys are obviously new to the game. Don't be afraid to ask questions. Stupid questions don't exist.
Well, they do, but we won't let you know that they're
stupid
stupid.
question is an ask them and stuff like that.
Yeah, you won't tell when they are.
Yeah, we won't tell you when it's.
Okay.
What the fuck? No,
Please don't be so mean to us.
Okay, we'll tell you. We'll tell you if it's stupid. Sorry.
This is a whole completely new thing for us.
Yeah, so don't worry, just ask questions. I think I'm just going to head right in, and just throw you guys into the action. And if you don't know what to do, then you can always be like, help, I don't know what to do, or I want to do this, how do I do that in game, or things like that. So you don't have to be expected to perform straight away. but I think Xander missed part of that explanation.
It's okay. I'll live.
Basically, you can just tell me like, okay, I wanna do, like this is what I want to do. How do I do that within the mechanics? Basically, everything is possible. There's a lot of options. Or help, I don't know what to do, and then we can be like, well, maybe you could go there or try this. Whatever happens, there's no need to panic. Everything will be okay.
I just realized that everyone else said something about their character and I didn't. Did I?
I don't.
You didn't.
Shame on you.
Well, you can.
You should change your name, by the way.
Well, I think he's Barford. I think he's still going to switch
thought-
out.
Yeah, we have to give him a good name.
But let's start with Otis first. And you guys can just tell us what your character looks like or something like that when he gets introduced, or she, I guess. In just so that there's no misunderstanding, Malverin is a female character as well.
Okay.
Although,
But
not as
she's
powerful
like,
as most, maybe.
bones, so it's actually hard to tell.
Bit moany.
That stick figure though. That's great.
Harp actually made a really awesome drawing of Malverin and Amlaki in bikinis. I'll look it up for you guys later. But yeah, so Otis, you I have a suggestion for how to introduce you to the story. How about you you were fleeing for the townsfolk who were, not so fond of you anymore. And you ended up in a big forest, and it was dark. And you were looking for a safe place to fall asleep, and you found this big silky feeling thing, and you managed to make a hole in it and climb through. It kind of was like a wall, and then you found yourself a nice soft spot and curled up. How does that sound?
Sounds comfy.
Okay. You know what? In this case, I'll give you a fake, and I'm not sure if it applies to any of your aspects, but I have a feeling that you're going to need it.
Okay.
So you wake up. It's still dark, but not as dark as it was last night. And you see that you're in some kind of a hole in the ground. And around you are all these eggs. They're like pretty big eggs, right? Like this size. Like an ostrich egg or something like that. You're in some kind of a tunnel or I guess you could say lair of some kind of animal. What do you do?
I'm a very curious gnome, so I'm gonna investigate this comfy house or cave that I'm living in. House of an animal.
Sure. Go ahead and give me 4DF. That is /roll 4DF, or with a space between the /roll and the 4DF, and then add the modifier for your investigation.
Do I need it?
4DF, like this.
Oh, 4DF. I'm sorry.
Yeah. Like fudge dice. Plus whatever your modifier is for investigating. So how good are you at investigating? I believe you had put some points into that. No. Okay.
Nope.
Just notice.
Okay. So it's a pretty large underground area. Like it can feel like the earth. And you can hear all these kind of like clickety clack noises outside, as if it's like busy and stuff is happening out there.
Okay, I'm gonna stop my exploration there. I noticed the noises outside, and I decided to see where in the world I am, because I'm kind of, I was running for so long, and I just needed some sleep, and I had no clue because it was so dark. So I'm gonna exit the cave and find out where in the world I am.
Okay, are you going to try and do that carefully, or are you just gonna walk out?
It sounds like it's a busy place, right? So I think I'm just gonna walk out. I don't think there would be any harm.
Okay. Sure. You walk out, and on your way out, you see like this I guess spider webs on the walls and such. And you notice that it's it's pretty big spider webs. And you come outside, and you look into the face of some very surprised, very big spiders. In the time that you get to look around you before they, go towards you, you see that the area you're in is completely covered in like massive, massive webs, like going one way, going other way. You see spiders of all kinds of like sizes, but most of them are bigger than you, walking around. It seems like you ended up in some kind of spider city.
Welcome. Time to make a new character.
In the meantime, let's hold the action there while Otis decides how he's going to get himself out of trouble. And let's create some trouble for Tural.
Okay.
So Tural, you the thing I was thinking for you is that you were fleeing from these people that were chasing you because they wanted you dead.
Okay.
And when you ran into the mountains, you found basically a big, massive like portal.
Okay.
And my suggestion would be that to save your own life, you'd go through it and maybe end up in, a somewhat hazardous place for a fate point.
Okay. Then I will do this, I think.
Okay. Then write down that you got an extra fate.
Okay. You write this down, or I shall?
You can write down that you have.
Where can I write this down?
It's in the character document.
Oh, okay. So I have to open the document.
I can give you the link.
Yeah,
I already whispered it.
I have it.
Oh, you already whispered it. Yeah, there you can basically keep track of how many fate points you have. So in your case, you still have a refresh of 6. So you would have 7 fate points now.
Okay, then I change this.
Don't change
No,
your
don't
refresh.
change your refresh.
No?
Your refresh is 6.
Sorry.
Just write down somewhere behind your name like a 6 fate points or something like that. Or somewhere just write down how many fate points you have.
Okay, I will just write it down under.
You actually have 7, not 6, but yeah. Okay. So, surprisingly enough, you happen to find yourself amongst some pretty angry-looking spiders.
Okay.
You kind of just hop out of mid-air, and you land on the back of a massive spider. Like in front of you, you see this gigantic dragon flying towards you. And you're standing on the back of a massive spider. So, straight away you get like half a heart attack.
Yeah.
But then you notice that the dragon is actually not flying. It's kind of like frozen in midair, and the spider you're standing on is not moving either. Around you on the ground, now this spider is big as a house, like massive. Around you on the ground, there is smaller spiders that are maybe your size or a little smaller, that are looking at you very angrily. They don't like you. Something about you being there.
How strange.
So what do you do? Currently, they're still a bit too surprised of this orc like popping out of nowhere, but they're not going to be surprised for very long.
How does my surrounding area look? Are there a lot of spider webs as well?
Yes. There's a lot of big, like gigantic spider webs and spiders of all sizes coming over them and going on with their usual business.
I myself, am I at the ground or in a spider web?
You're on top of a spider that is standing on the ground.
Okay. Yeah, so I will try to get away from the spider and stand on my own feet on the ground and see how the spider reacts.
Okay, so the spider you just jumped off is not moving. It's not doing anything. It's just staring at the dragon frozen in front of it.
Okay. Is there any way for me to find out how the spider, what kind of feeling it has towards me? Is it neutral or hostile or friendly?
You could try using your empathy skills to try and understand what the general mood is in the area towards you.
Okay, then I will do this. Well, how do I do this?
Like standard, you do /roll and then a space, and then 4df, and then you can do +1 or something or whatever your empathy.
No, I have empathy at +2.
Well, then +2. So you like I wrote down 4df +1. You do 4df +2. Okay. Well, you're pretty sure that you find it hard to tell anything about the big spider that you're standing next to, but the other spiders that are around kind of look like they want to cook you and eat you.
Okay.
Possibly skipping step 1.
Possibly, yes.
So, are there any trees nearby or something?
Yeah, you're in a forest, so there's trees between the webs. That's what mainly used to like create the slant on the webs and everything.
So I think I will try to really slowly and cautiously move backwards and try to get up one of the trees so that those grim spiders won't be able to catch me so easily.
Okay. But the problem is that the trees are covered in spider web, right?
Okay.
So you'd have to avoid sticky bits. I mean, you could try definitely doing that. I think that sounds like you're trying to use your athletics.
Yeah, absolutely. I would like to use my athletic skill for that. Which I have at +2 as well.
Yes.
Okay.
You can just use the up arrow if you want to repeat a roll.
Oh, okay. Up arrow. Alright.
It just copies whatever text you wrote in there before.
Yeah. Okay.
So you end up getting horribly stuck to the spider web. Like you're going fine, but then halfway, like your foot slips, And then you have to re-grab with your other hand, and then you end up like horribly stuck to the spider web.
Okay.
But I think you can use a fate point here. The wilderness is
That is true.
friend.
You could use a fate in there to so you can use a fate point for 3 things. I think you can re-roll. Which would be what you would do in this case, because you have 2 minuses and 2 zeros. If you re-roll, you get a chance of at least getting a 0 and potentially even higher.
Okay.
You can get a +2 to your roll, or you can use it to make up the story detail, like, oh, I conveniently have this thing at hand, or I'm conveniently there at that time. Like Otis could be like, oh, can I spend a fate point to just conveniently be in the neighborhood to help Tural out, or something like that.
I think I will go with a re-roll then.
Okay, sure. Thank you for pointing that out, by the way, Dimi. You managed to climb up the tree.
Okay.
So now you've created what you'd call an advantage for yourself, and you can use the fact, like in a future time when you need to roll, you can use the fact that you have a high ground, give you some kind of a bonus to that.
Okay. Now that I'm in the tree and at least I'm far enough away from the spider webs, I will just watch them and see what they are going to do, and I hope they somehow calm down.
Okay. So, in the meantime, Otis, what are you up to?
I was going to use a stunt.
Okay.
My stunt, run. Where, this is discretion is the better part of your valor, at least for you. With a successful defense roll, you can sacrifice your next action to immediately flee to safety.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds like a bit of an infight thing, but I'd be fine with it using it here.
Okay.
Since you're not using a defense roll, right? I can imagine you running away very fast here. Sure.
Okay. Sweet.
So go ahead and try to roll athletics. Now, if you roll high enough, I'll let you, weave in between the spiders and get the hell out of there. You've got the slash.
Ooh. Bam!
Okay. Sure, on a 5 you can do it. Describe how you weave between the spiders and, do your flips and jumps and dodges.
Well, not such great detail. I basically sprint. I jump on top of the head of one spider, smash it down into the ground to give me a boost as he's starting to lift his head back up. It helps me jump even farther. And I jump from the trees, and I happen to miraculously skim by every single spider web that happens to block my path. And all of them just kind of like look back behind them like, what the heck just happened? Because, they see this random gnome just pop out of nowhere and they just like be able to completely bypass them, and they give up. They just don't know what to do.
Okay. As you're running, you see a new problem popping up in front of you, which was this big soft white wall. You appear to be inside a giant cocoon of some sorts. Like the whole city has like a cocoon built over it as a, I guess, a layer of protection. And the wall is be solid if you're going to try and run into it. So what are you going to do about that?
I'm not completely sure. How did I get in?
You managed to. It took you a little while, but you managed to create an opening. You'd have to roll to see if you remember where it is, though.
What would that be for?
Sounds like lore.
Okay, I could do it.
Or maybe notice. Not sure.
Well, I have both of those for my +1, so.
Fair enough. Just roll something +1 then. You know what? It was a little fuzzy, remember. But I'll say that you can succeed with a disadvantage. If you're like really close to the number that you need to hit, you just like didn't get it well enough, or just hit it but didn't beat it, you can succeed at a disadvantage. So let's say you know where it is and you manage to get there, but a big spider is blocking the way. How does that sound?
Okay.
Because, you know, they noticed the hole and they're going to try and repair it, obviously. So
Right. That makes sense.
there's a spider working on the repairs.
Okay.
But before we continue, let's switch over to the two people in the party who've been sitting here doing nothing.
Yeah, we're drinking coffee.
And plotting. Plotting.
Okay. You guys were at the place of the healer woman, right?
Yeah, Malverian's biggest fan.
Yes, Malverian's biggest fan. Tell me, Dimi, what happened to Barefoot that he's not able to continue this journey anymore?
Well, you said that was some sort of a tunnel inside this lady's house, right?
Mm-hmm.
He got curious, and
And died.
No, actually, it wasn't him who got curious, but it was his small little fox. She jumped out of his pocket, and she ran into and of course he followed her because he was learned about her. And at the end of the tunnel, he saw a little girl standing there, just holding onto her knees, staying in a corner, trying to be quiet. And yeah, well, basically, he tried to comfort her, and they came out of the tunnel. It turned out that he was hiding there. She went there when the woman wasn't home, because the people that she was with kind of appeared suddenly. Basically, they were flying on a I don't want to sound too repetitive, but they were on a flying ship.
Mm-hmm. Like maybe flying carriage or sled or something.
No, it was something between a ship and a balloon. Basically, it's the body of a ship with two flying balloons on the back and on the front. And a woman in black suddenly appeared out of nowhere and said something. And this girl was just standing in the ship doing whatever she was doing, and the ship disappeared from under her, and she fell down like slowly, like with a parachute, and she ended up right next to this small house. Was kind of scared because she's like 8, and no one seemed to be home, so she hid inside. Barefoot, on the other hand, content with making sure that the girl is okay. Decided to actually kind of work for this woman who was so nice to him and liked Mulder so much. She did tell him all about the herbs that she's looking for and the nuts and were awesome roots that he find in the forests and he and try out and basically experience all the world there is to experience. So he decided to take on a journey by himself and just explore around and be no one for a while.
Yeah, I mean, what had he to do with dragons and such, right? It was not his problem. He didn't create it. He just randomly ended up with a bunch of people who created it.
I mean, he or anyone who's playing Foot is not to blame for the Bone Dragon. I want you guys to remember that.
It was totally Dimi's old character, Arios, who set loose this dragon, which is a bone dragon at US or Tural.
He's lying.
Of course.
And yeah, from I'm guessing Malvern would understand from this little girl talking to Barefoot is that this little girl's name, I should change it, Lara, and he actually native to this world from a very prominent and rich and royal family named, well, probably won't remember it, but the family name is Torosar. And they're basically famous for animating like golems and stuff like that, basically, like machinery and
Should I make
her mother was sorry?
Should I make a roll for what I would know about her family? Or should we just take it as read?
I mean, it's probably known all over this world. So if you've been here, you probably know something about it.
Okay.
Basically, yeah, they're this royal family. Her mother was actually the first person ever here to animate a stone golem. So they went from there and built an empire around this. And yeah, she's their only child, and I don't know what I should say about her. Yeah, I don't know. She didn't be very
I was talking to Mirko about a bunch of stuff from the session, and he kind of said she's Elsa. I mean, she's the whole, lucked way as a kid, royal
that's
girl.
the thing I actually kind of changed, which is the way. And I don't think Elsa fits her that much anymore. But yeah, I know what you mean.
He was suggesting that I should have some, like a random NPC ask, like, "Will you build me a snowman?"
That would be so funny.
Basically, she's taught to be all proper and held back, and to act like her audition would suggest she should. She's being pushed into the whole family thing of alchemy and transmutation and all sorts of mechanical building of stuff, and because of that, she's very cut out from the rest of the society. She kind of is raised in a bubble. She's not literally locked in, but she's kind of locked out of the rest of the world. And what she wants is basically friends and socializing and playing with their kids. You know, whatever
kids
want, yeah. And that's why she got very good at imagining stuff and trying to make friends and stuff like that. But she is also used having everything. literally everything. Like she's even dressed in some clothes that even Malviren could scarcely imagine, and she's been around for a long time. She's dressed in the I don't know, so some awesome clothing that's almost hard to look at. It's so pristine.